What is up, guys? We made about $8.6 thousand day trading today. New York opened on ES Futures. I'm going to recap every single trade I took. I took 3 trades today, 1 loser, 1 break-even trade with a little trim, and then 1 30-point banger where the ranners literally ran 30 points. Let's go over everything, my plan, my thought process, my executions, and why I decided to do what I did today. The first thing we should go ahead and look for is my daily plans. Every single day I come in this Discord and I post my daily plan, post my daily levels, so you know exactly what I'm watching out for and what I need to see happen for me to actually take a position. So these are my ES levels here off the open, right? We had supply that was very, very strong supply that we sold off into overnight. And then we were opening back up, pushing back up towards the supply. We have demand underneath us. So basically what I was doing is either waiting for a break of the supply for a retest for longs or shorts off of the supply, which I actually tried out both of them. Our first setup was pre-market, and that was the short off of the supply. So as the market was consolidating, we start to see a lot of buy-side absorption, right? Which basically meaning that we saw buyers push into a level where we know there's selling activity based on the previous reaction from that level and not get rewarded, plus dead volume on the wicks as we were making these higher prices or trying to make these higher prices. So going over to the chart here, off the open, right, we were pushing back up into this supply and we had consolidation where volume was low-key decreasing in the consolidation. Also, we had buyer absorption, and then sellers actually decided to start to step up. Going up to the book map, let's go ahead and, so this was the consolidation on book map I was talking about, where you had buyers get exhausted and absorb at the highs, right, around these 46s, where we had passive selling occur, and then sellers started to cop up and start being a little bit aggressive or moving price down, but we're in a balanced range. The reason I like this setup a lot is because kind of overall longer term, the market is still kind of bearish. We had a nice recovery since the close yesterday. The market just starts pumping nonstop. Volume was looking pretty good off the close too from the buyers. So the market just keeps pumping. And according to my plan, if I see a setup, I have to take it. You know, if I see what I like, I'm taking it every single time. Trading is all about probability. So I saw a very nice attempt here for a short setup based off the absorption and exhaustion of buyers. Afterwards, we got stopped out for a 4-point loss. My target here actually would have been at the bottom of this previous consolidation. So the market started to open and we started just blasting, right? Heavy aggressive delta, heavy volume as the market was moving up. So the next thing for me to do, since we did not, or we failed on the shorts, did not play out, was wait for a break of the supply, an aggressive break. So look at the volume in this candle, look at the just look at the candle in general, and look at the VIX. The VIX was key for me to hold these runners into 30 points. Why was the VIX key? Because we had a major gap to start filling in the VIX, and the VIX just continuously started selling off and looked like it was going to fully fill the gap. So we aggressively broke through supply and retested supply. So I took 2 entries here actually. My first entry was on this candle right here. My stop loss was right beneath that. But as we started to actually move back up, what I noticed on the footprint chart and book map was the aggressive amount of selling and the volume that was stacked up beneath these prices. So I got out break even on this trade and waited just to see if we respected or found buyers again around the 69 level. Whenever I saw that we did, this candle pumped up a decent bit. It was a very neutral candle. The candle looked great for the buyers. So whenever I saw it dip back down to where I had my previous invalidation level, where I saw previously sellers get absorbed and buyers step in, I saw that same thing happen again. So I got in again for a little bit of a better entry, like a tick better. And then we decided to play this market at my first take profit level, or the first major one was at these 84s, which is this imbalance that we got into. And as the market started moving back up, we saw the VIX looking to fully fill that gap. So I was holding runners, right? We were holding runners pretty much all the way through. When the market had this candle here where it sold back off, I moved my stop loss to right underneath this candle, a new market structure low, right? A new lower or a new higher low. And then I continued to ride the market all the way back up to this 300 level, which was about 30 points exactly for me. That made me be up about $8.6 thousand on the day. So very, very nice day, very, very clean day. The market has been slowing down a lot. It's been kind of, I went from taking 20 to 15 contracts, and then the risk went to like 10, 15, 20 points because the market was so volatile and crazy because of all the data and all the conflict and all the news and Trump. So then I sized down significantly, right, to even 2 contracts sometimes. And now my stop losses are obviously a lot better. This was originally my stop loss was right at the 65, so still about a 5-point risk there. And then I moved my stop loss after we had the first take profit to these 67s. So about a little bit less than a 6 R&R on this whole trade, right? With the risk of points-wise being a lot smaller, which lets me size in a lot more just due to that. So I'm glad the market's finally getting back to where it is today. Recently, this month has been very hard against the craziest month the market has seen in literally 14 years. So very slow month for me. Yeah, even though I'm up 24,000 just compared to my previous months and what I've been seeing, right? The month isn't that great. We had a couple red days so far. It's been very difficult to trade this week. Last week was a little difficult to trade as well. Just pretty much the whole month with everything going on has been very, very difficult to trade. March was pretty slow. I've been sized down a little bit while this whole conflict is going on, but March we killed it, only 2 red trading days. This year again has been pretty much really slow for me, right, compared to what we saw before the election period, before the craziness actually started to come into the market with Trump and everything like that. But nice day today. We sold off pretty much exactly or a little bit above where we got out of our last contract, back into this original level, which was our first take profit level. Now we're starting to consolidate. The VIX still has a little bit more room to go, but that is the recap for today. So we will go ahead and keep you updated on the rest of the week. Take care, guys. If you need anything or have any questions, please put them down in the comments below, and I'll see you later. Peace out.